not all five fingers are the same, or not all five fingers are alike. Now, this is a fairly popular statement that we use when we want to console someone who's feeling bad, right? Especially about not having performed well or not having succeeded in something to the level that they expected. And when we make this statement or when we use the statement, essentially what we are saying is we have five fingers. I mean, not literally, right? Each of them is of a different height. One of them even faces in the opposite direction, etc. So be ready to accept that sometimes, things could be different, or especially you could be different from the others that you are comparing yourself with, or what you get might be different from the standards or the expectations that you have. Now, all that is fine, right? But the one small thing that I would like to talk about today, which kind of came out of me thinking about this statement or proverb, if we can call it that, right, is that not only are these five fingers different, not only is it a fact that these are different, but it is also a necessity, right? I started wondering how it would be if all our fingers were of the same length and faced in the same direction. So fundamentally, everything is the same, everything is uniform, right? And then I started thinking, I drew up some sketches somewhere. First of all, the hand looked really ugly, right? Not as beautiful as the human hand looks today. And the second thing, the moment I looked at it, at least I was convinced that it would make it absolutely impossible for us to use these hands for anything, right? We can't even hold a brush or a spoon or a pen, leave alone carrying, some kind of a spear or a weapon to protect ourselves back in the days. And then it made me wonder, if our hands had been like that, with all five fingers facing in the same direction, being of the same length, would we even have survived as a species, right? Would the human race have survived and lived on for this long? Somehow I felt we would not have, or even if we would have been in really small numbers, hiding away from all possible predators and living with fear all the time. Okay, so what am I trying to convey here? Number one, we all acknowledge, right away, that it is a statement about differences, right? And again, it is a metaphor for who we are as a people, right? So even if we look at the hand, not only is it a reality that all five fingers are of different lengths and one is in a different orientation, it is a necessity that they are like that. It is only because of the way our hand is structured, only because our fingers are of the length and orientation that they are, that we are able to do so many things with our life. We are able to write, we are able to eat, we are able to brush, we are able to clean, we are able to play instruments, we are able to work on a computer, we are able to have hobbies. Pretty much anything that we do requires our hand to be like this in order for us to live with the level of dexterity it requires for us to survive and thrive. So, just to reiterate that message, not only are the five fingers alike, they have to be alike. It is not just a feature, it is a necessity. So what is the point of this statement? Right? Like I said, the hand and the five fingers are a metaphor for who we are as people. And in any situation where we assess performance, right? Especially these are the examination seasons and it's going to be the case for the next 2 months. Our children are going to go and write their examinations after a lot of preparation. We would have supported them as parents in any way, form or capacity we can. And they're going to come back home, right? And sometimes they could say, in response to our question, how did it go? They might say not so great or whatever, right? And they're already going to be not all happy and saying, especially if they have not performed well. And they'll say, I didn't do well, the paper was tough or something like that. And then some of us stop there, but some of us also want to probe further and say, hey, how did your friends do? Or I heard from somebody else that the paper was easy. Why are you saying it is tough? And we can't really help it, right? I don't advise we do that. It's better not to do that. We'll just tell the kid, you're done with it. You gave your best. Did you give your best? Yes. Then go ahead and take some rest. We'll talk about it later when you are comfortable, right? But if we are to probe, it will eventually lead us down the path of making the child feel that we are comparing them with other kids. And whether we do it or not, they already are doing it, right? So when we talk to them, it is better to fundamentally avoid telling them, in the way of consoling them that, look, or not all five fingers are the same. Now, in the event we say this or something like that, and or even when we lead with something like, it's okay, yeah, you and your friends don't have to be the same. And when they say, what do you mean? We could use this example and say, look, not all five fingers are the same, but it is only because they are all different from each other that we are able to use our hands so well to be who we are. Likewise, it's okay that you did not do well today, or if you feel that you did not do well today, it's all right. Maybe look at how you are different from others, and not just as a way of limiting yourself or accepting and consoling yourself, but as a way of becoming aware about yourself, saying, if I am the thumb, how can I work with the other fingers to deliver something meaningful? How am I unique? How am I different? What are my strengths that are unique to me that I can leverage in order to do better? Whether it be preparing differently, whether it be learning differently, whether it be writing differently, or leaving all this aside, even in general life, how do I leverage my strengths, my values, etc., in order to be a functional member of the society? And for that, the first thing we must realize is that difference is something that we must celebrate, not just accept and reconcile and feel bad about. Because like I said, it is the difference in the length and orientation of these five fingers that has helped us survive and come this far. Likewise, only if each of us is different, each of us is unique, each of us brings in a separate or a different set of skills, will we be able to do all that is required for us to keep our world functional and flowing. Otherwise, if all of us are the same, if all of us do the same jobs, if all of us have the same capabilities, there is so much that we cannot do, and we will fail as a species. So please remember, difference is not something that we must merely accept. Difference is something we must celebrate. We started with one statement or one saying that goes, not all five fingers are the same. Let us end with another which says, variety is the spice of life. I hope this was useful, and thank you very much.